Welcome to another episode of Acroyoga with Super Dave. I'm here with Cosette, and as you just saw, we're gonna do back flag today. So it's very similar in shape to flag, except it's gonna be in the opposite direction, okay? With the base doing slightly different movements. Before we go into that, I want you guys to just practice the flag variation on the ground. So what we're gonna do here is, well, similar to what we did with flag. You're gonna come onto your shins, okay? And then the flyer is gonna offer their leg. I grab a hold of the ankle, and then from here, so I'm gonna start with my arms bent, but then I wanna apply counterbalance by straightening out my arms and pushing it forward. So I'm leaning my chest forward so I can counterbalance my flyer's weight. Lean it a little bit more. And that's one of the cues you might have to give for your flyers, whether to lean more or to come back in, right? Flyers can also give the cues of leaning forward more to the base as well if they don't feel there's sufficient weight to lean back, okay? So once you have that, then we're gonna try the second step on the floor. The flyer is gonna offer their foot in between the base's thighs. I'm gonna clamp together, leaning forward as she leans away from me. Good. She comes back in, and I release the grip. And then finally, coming into our back flag, how we're gonna get into this is very similar to how you entered flag, okay? So grab each other's elbows. She's gonna place a foot on my thigh. She steps up, and then she's gonna sit right onto my shoulder. Stick my bum out. She bends her front leg, and then I keep my arms bent, keep pulling and holding forward. As she leans out, I straighten out my arms, and notice my chest is also leaning forward. Okay, and then we're gonna come back. She brings her hands onto my shoulders, and then she sits on my shoulder, and then I can lower it down. So, that was the bases roll for the flyer. Once you place the foot on the lower back with your toes turned out, you're gonna use your hands to push off. So initially, your right foot that's on the base's back is not gonna have a strong footing, right? Without that extra counterbalance, it's not gonna feel very secure. So what you gotta do is, despite not feeling too secure under the right foot, you're pushing off the shoulders and you wanna straighten out the legs. That's where you'll feel your base counterbalance your weight. Okay, one little tip for those who are not working with a spotter, feel free to use the wall to help kind of gain some traction in the pose before you do it free. So we'll just demonstrate that right now. So you don't want to be too close to the wall because you want the flyer to extend out, but you want to be close enough so that the flyer can use the wall if the counterbalance is not quite there. Flyers, when you find the balance, you don't want to be holding on the wall because you want to trust each other's counterbalance. You want to use the wall as almost like a last minute resort. Okay, coming back in, she'll bend her legs, sit down, and I'll place her to the floor. Okay, so use the wall, don't be too close. You want to find a good distance where the flyer can straighten out, and then potentially use the wall if that situation arises. So play safe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments box below, and we'll see you next episode.